artists, welcome to the Amon Carter Museum of Art. I thought we'd go on a little virtual field trip of the museum district and its sculptures. Behind me are three sculptures by the British artist Henry Moore. Henry Moore is one of the only non-American artists in the Amon Carter's collection of art. These three sculptures are across the lawn from the museum. As you look at them, they're named Upright Motive Number 2, Glen Kiln Cross, and Upright Motive Number 7. When you look at them, do they remind you of anything? They remind me of totem poles. Totem poles are made by the Native Americans of the upper Northwest United States. Behind me is the Kimball Museum of Art. This is the Piano Pavilion. It's the most recently built portion of the museum. The Kimball houses art from all over the world and from all different time periods. Let's take a look at some of the sculptures around the museum. The sculpture behind me is also by Henry Moore. Do you remember his sculpture from the Amon Carter? He's one of the only artists that has sculptures at all three of the museums in Fort Worth. This sculpture is called Figure in a Shelter. Can you see which part is the figure and which part is the shelter? Take a look. Behind me is the Modern Museum of Art in Fort Worth and the sculpture Vortex by Serra. Do you know what a vortex is? A vortex is something that spins like a tornado or water going down the drain. Vortex came over from Germany, where Serra has his studio. It was carted here on a boat, and on the way here, it ended up in a hurricane, which is a type of vortex. So it's kind of funny, vortex was in a vortex. Why do you think it's called vortex? Remember, vortex means it's something that spins. Let's go take a closer look. All right, here we are about to enter vortex. Let's see what it's like inside. Do you notice my voice changes as I get in? Vortex echoes. Let's see if we can make a rain snort. Do you see how the panels lay on top of each other? And it makes it look like there's a spinning motion happening. And at the top, you can see the sky. There's an opening. So, this is vortex. This is the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth. The Modern houses artwork that's been recently made and has artists that are making art even now. If you go inside, you'll see another sculpture by Henry Moore. Remember, he was the artist that we saw at the Kimball and the Amon Carter Museum. What kind of artwork would you like to see at the Modern? I'd like you to meet Hina by Deborah Butterfield. When you look at Hina, can you tell what animal she is? You're right, she's a horse. Now, can you guess what she's made out of? Take a look. If you said wood, you're wrong. She's actually made out of bronze. Bronze is a type of metal that artists often use for their sculptures. Now, why do you think Deborah Butterfield chose to make Hina out of metal instead of wood? Our next stop is Woman Addressing the Public by Juan Moreau. We're in front of the Kimball Museum again. Now, addressing is a fancy word for speaking. So when you look at this sculpture, what makes her look like she's speaking? If you said that it looks like she has an open mouth and arms up, you're right. She's meant to welcome people to this museum. Do you think she does a good job of it? I do. This is Walking Flower by Ferdinand Leger. It's between the two Kimball buildings. When you look at it, what makes the flower look like it's walking? If you said its pose, you're right. It looks like it has legs that are coming out and about to walk right after you. What makes it look like a flower? Well, if you imagine, these might be the petals coming out from it. Also, what do you think about the colors that Leger used? I think they make it feel happy and energetic. All right, artists, we're back to where we started. Thank you for joining me on our tour of the Fort Worth Museum District. I hope you enjoyed all the sculpture and had a little bit of fun, and I hope you can get out and visit it on your own very soon. Goodbye! Hi. No, I don't. Are we videoing?
Yeah.
This is the Fort Worth Museum of Modern Art. Nope. This is the end of our video.